This episode is brought to you by LinkedIn. Psst, healthcare pros, word's out, and it's too good to keep quiet. Look, LinkedIn is revolutionizing job hunting, making it possible to search by specialty, shift preference, and salary. Endless scrolling is out. Whether it's a mental health therapist or dental hygienist, finding the perfect role is faster and easier than ever. Head to linkedin.com/healthcare and start your search today.
We find Vecna, we end this once and for all, together.
On November 26th.
We have a plan. It's a bit insane. Everyone in?
He knows where we are.
Watch out! Get ready for one last adventure.
We stay true to ourselves. Stay true to our friends, no matter the cost.
Found you. Stranger Things, the final season, begins November 26th, only on Netflix.
It's time for the show that brings the magic right to your speakers. Ears Up!
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Ears Up podcast. We are back. This is our first show in November, and I'm a little ashamed by that. Because we've gone 22 days without releasing a show. And I apologize. Kind of life just got in the way, you know. A lot of stuff has been going on, and, you know, there's people have been sick and not feeling well, and it's taken everything in our power to kind of push this show out. So I do apologize. We're probably only going to get one show in November cranked out. So we'll probably, you know, do 2 in December. Who knows? I don't know what's going on. But we're doing our best over here, folks. You know what I'm trying to say? So I pulled in the ever classic RGH, Ryan from Puny Pod, to fill in for both Taren and Eric. That's how down bad we are, folks. We have two down, 2 podcasters down, folks. What's up, Ryan?
What's up? How is... I guess I was going to ask how's it going, but you literally just explained that, so...
Yeah, well, look, man. Not everyone can pay attention, right? That's just kind of how it goes. That's what's going on, man. We're over here hanging out, folks. So, you know, today's show is going to be a bunch of news that I've gathered together. It's going to be a news show. Number one, because I feel like I'm getting what Taren has. And we've tested. Everyone's been testing, so I think we're fine. I think it's just some funk of 40,000 years that's coming through. But so I don't know. We didn't really put anything extensive together, but there's a lot of Disney news out there that is warranting of hot takes from yours truly. And I need somebody who can corral me. And since Sabrina Carpenter still hasn't responded to my emails, I feel like Ryan is the next best thing.
So I have to play the guard position and keep you in line.
No, not at all. They're not that hot takes, but there's a lot of just bull.
There is
pee that's going on in the world of Disney right now, and it's fun to talk about.
Yeah.
So we're going to be talking about some of that. I have a thing, and I forgot. This is how long it's been. I discovered a thing, and if you follow me on TikTok, I think I put it on the Ears Up TikTok page is what I did. So if you follow that, you know what I'm talking about. But I think I discovered a hidden inspiration for something in the Haunted Mansion that I have seen nowhere online. So we're going to talk about that as well, because I think it's cool and it needs more coverage. If I'm correct, I don't know. I have some friends who can possibly potentially maybe get into like the Imagineering library, and if they can get in, they're going to look it up.
Come on,
and
Jason,
they were neat because
you got to be a real Disney podcaster, and don't put that disclaimer out there. You thought you are breaking this news.
Yeah, I know. Well, no, see, I am breaking the news, but they are going to try to confirm it.
Oh, okay.
By looking at the documents, and it's kind of neat. They were telling me like, yeah, it's fun to go to this thing because like you get to see books that Walt has checked out, and they like, you know, there's a card and you just sign it, so it has his signature on the card to like check the book out or whatever. I'm like, wow,
yeah.
I feel like that shouldn't be allowed.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, because that's like more than just like walking where he walked, right? That's holding the book that he held. Like that, yeah, that's rad.
Yeah, you get to take it home.
Yeah.
for 2 weeks or whatever. Like, it's a lot of trust that you're putting in someone, But anyway, so we're going to be chatting about that. But before I get into all the news, Ryan, what's going on in Puny Pod, dude? How's everything going over there for you guys?
Yeah, things are going well. So we are super, super caught up right now. So we just watched Shang-Chi and just released our episode on our rewatch of Shang-Chi. We have our news episode coming out later this week. So the week of Thanksgiving, we'll have a news episode on all the news of the Marvel universe. There's a lot kind of going on there with New York Comic Con just happened a couple months ago, so we were breaking some of that down. And we also talked about the new release Marvel Zombies that just came out on Disney Plus last month. So broke that down, and that's all going to be in our news show. So check that out. Yeah, and then I actually this last week I recorded a top secret project with it's not secret. So folks who listen to the Supreme Resort may have heard a Fantasyland Draft League kind of like concept episode that I put together with Eric. Okay. And we are expanding that concept a little bit. So this last Wednesday we actually recorded an additional episode for potentially a new show concept that we're kind of playing with. So pretty cool stuff.
I love a new show concept.
Yeah. So it's like, think about like fantasy drafting like you would a fantasy sports team, but it's about like a Disney topic.
Okay.
So it's pretty fun.
I love it.
It's mostly just an entry. The draft is really just a vehicle to get us talking. So
for sure. Yeah, well, see, now you're pulling the curtain back.
Yeah, a little bit, lifting the skirt. But yeah, working with a couple other listeners from the network, Olivia and Brian are also hanging out with us on that too. So it's been cool.
Sweet, man. Awesome. Well, let me know how I can help, how I can support you guys in anything you do.
For sure. Appreciate that.
All right, well, let's get into it, man. Let's get news. I don't know if I should play the news sound, the news. Well, I guess why not? It's news, right? Who cares? Let's do it.
March in the past, present, and future with all the news that's fit to cover. It's the EarzUp Disney News.
Okay, like I said, we got a lot to cover, and I don't know what to necessarily start with, if we should just jump into it or like kind of, beat around the bush slightly. You know what I mean?
I think you go heavy first, and then
you think,
because there's if I know the news stories that have come out, there should be at least one like refresher that we can go in the middle, right? Like that can kind of be
There's
our
a
pit
few.
stop.
I do have a few. I will say that I am a hater. I do doom scroll. And I go, yeah, that's right. These people are getting taken down. But, I'm also on the lookout for like positive news, because I do like positivity every once in a while. We're all watching Golden Girls together whenever we watch TV. And so there's a lot of positive. By the way, if you haven't rewatched Golden Girls in a while, a couple years or whatever, Blanche gets so much crap. And she takes it super well. Here, hang on. Why do I have this artifact right here? Go away. There we go. Yes. Okay. She takes it so well. Like she gets called out for just being, easy, right?
Uh-huh.
But like Sophia gets these friggin' one-liners. Like we watched a couple episodes. We're in season 2. I haven't laughed that hard at a modern TV show in probably decades. There's just, I don't know what it is, man, but actually we just watched a whole episode where everyone kept referring to Dorothy as looking like Fess Parker in home movies. And I'm like, hey, that's the guy who played Davy Crockett, man. I know that name.
Nice.
I know that name.
Nice.
So I don't know.
Tying back into those Buena Vista boys.
Just funny, man. It's just funny stuff. It's such a good show. It's such a good show. And the jokes, Taren had a good idea. It was kind of like a mix of pop-up video. You remember pop-up video on VH1?
Yeah.
Do that, but for all these old TV shows that do a lot of cultural, like pop cultural references from the 80s. Because like nobody today knows who Fess Parker is unless you're watching these movies or whatever, because he's not around anymore, not making content. Or Sophia referenced the captain that the guy used to play the captain on the Love Boat.
Okay.
Whatever. I forget his name, right? Gavin Gaverson or whatever. Like, and just like pop a picture up or whatever so we can all get a reference for what's happening. I was like, oh, okay, that would be fun. That's a good idea.
Yeah, that would be
who knows
Viacom. Steal that and do that. Just kidding.
There you go. Yeah,
pay
man.
Jason for that idea.
Yeah, please. Then I have to give it to my wife. All right, well, let's start with something positive in the Marvel space. Ryan, you are a cruiser. You're a Disney cruiser,
I
right?
am a Disney cruiser, and I am a Marvel
cruiser as well.
Yes.
You cruise for Marvel.
Yeah.
You go down. Yeah. Anyway, well, this will be exciting then. So there's a new ship apparently called the Disney Destiny. I don't know how new it is, but I think it's new.
Like brand new, as in on its inaugural sailing as we speak, if I remember correctly.
Okay. All right. See, I knew it was very, very new.
Yeah.
It's about the closest to Destiny I'll get to you playing Destiny. Damn, got him. Video game jokes, folks. Well, apparently the Destiny will have Marvel heroes and villains on the Disney Destiny cruise ship. Actually, November 20th. Yeah, so you're right. It's 2 days into their inaugural sailing.
Yeah.
Disney blog says a bold new chapter in immersive storytelling is unfolding, one that brings Disney, Pixar, and Marvel's most iconic heroes and villains to life on the high seas. Which should be pretty cool. You know, they're going to do whatever Disney cruises do, right? A lot of environments, the experiences they have, the characters, all that kind of stuff.
I've been seeing some of the stuff off there, like Deadpool's on. They have Deadpool making fun of Disney adults in one of the like adult shows on the cruise.
See, that's a good idea to have an adult show with Deadpool, and I think the Deadpool thing is the shtick is a little tired.
Yeah,
but it's the only thing that's appropriate for adults only.
Right.
So you got, if you lean into it, then it makes more sense to be an adults only thing. And I don't know. I get that, and I think it's a smart use of the IP for sure. Apparently, there's a Wakandan-inspired Grand Hall.
Yep.
And then it sounds like they're going to be doing kind of what they did with the Galactic Star Cruiser Hotel or whatever it was called, where they're going to have multi-day narrative arcs.
Yeah.
Featuring Spider-Man and Loki.
Yeah, I'm really curious. I haven't seen a lot about that yet. So I did see some, because they did a media cruise a couple weeks ago, and some folks I follow were on that. Some folks I actually know were on that cruise. So got to see some pretty cool stuff from that. And, you know, they have like Loki making a big grand entrance down in that ship style. There's like a big grand air staircase. You've got like Loki walking down that, and they're doing like Norse mythology retellings that Loki interrupts and stuff like that.
That's cool.
Yeah. So I am curious, because they have talked a little bit about the narrative, and that doesn't seem like they did that during the media preview. So I'll be curious.
Imagine,
I'll be curious to see what, like, after this current sailing, what that like narrative thing looks like.
You know what I wish they would do? Of course you can't, but they should do Norse mythology retellings, but with Rose from the Golden Girls with Betty White. Anyway, and apparently, so, you know, on the ships they have the little characters on like the mast or whatever, you know, and in the old pirate days it was like a carved, you know, mermaid or whatever. Well, this is like Spider-Man, web slinging the little spider bots or whatever, and the spider bots have like a mask and a snorkel on, and like a little ring, little like floaty ring and stuff, and it's pretty cute. Like, that's a good, and I love seeing these ideas sort of implemented like this, because I like to always put myself into the mindset of what happened in this creative meeting. It's not just a Spider-Man doing a thing, right? It's not just Spider-Man sitting there going, "Hey, I'm posing," or whatever. He's like actively involved in action. There's a movement in here inherently, and I really wonder how that kind of developed and what other, you know, pitches they had.
Yeah,
I don't know. Just that's kind of stuff I geek out on.
You want to get driven really nuts?
I do.
Okay, so some of the pieces of this ship are carried over from all the other Triton class ships, which is the Wish, the Treasure, and now the Destiny. One of the things that's carried over is the Marvel restaurant, as well as like a Marvel Kids Club area. and they have the restaurant and the kids club area referencing things from Avengers Campus in Disneyland, and it's like supposed to take place in the same universe, and that's why the spider bots on that ship look the same as
okay.
Yeah, that's
all right.
that is
okay.
That's how you were talking about, like, the lore, but yeah.
Yeah, the thing about the comic book universe of anything in general is that you can kind of just split it off, and it doesn't matter anymore. It's shocking to nobody. I used to be a really big stickler on that, where it's like, no, if I'm introduced to a character that is yellow spandex, I don't want the movie to have them in like a dark blue spandex. It doesn't make any sense to me. I don't like it. Or like Batman, whenever they reboot Batman 500 times. Like, no, why are we doing this? And then finally I was like, it's a good story. I don't know, like, it doesn't matter. Like, it's just a comic. Like, I saw the animated Batman as like a samurai. He's like stuck in feudal Japan or whatever. Like, this is why. This doesn't need to be a serious thing. And then it may or may not have coincided with going back to therapy regularly. I don't know. Jen Bascom, creative director for Disney Cruise Line Creative, added, quote, inspired by the Grand Hall design, we developed exciting new shows that pay tribute to the music and stories of King T'Challa, the Black Panther. And when it came to choosing a villain, we were energized by developing material for Loki. Okay, I hate that. I don't like the corporate Disney creative speak. You were energized by it?
Yeah.
Okay. Who better to explore the concept of destiny than this villain in search of his glorious purpose? So anyway, that sounds cool. So if you're looking for a cruise line to go on, check the Disney Destiny. Right?
Did you see what one of the shows on? Because they have like 3 Broadway shows on each ship, right? Did you see what the new one that they launched with this ship was?
No,
Hercules.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
yeah. This ship is like, it's speaking to 90s Disney fans. Because, like, they're the same as Marvel fans, right? Like, a 90s Disney fan is generally going to be a Marvel fan, and this ship is deep in that. Yeah, exactly.
That's cool, dude. I love that. I like it, man. All right, let's go. Why did that just go here? Okay. Let's see. Well, you know what? Here, let's piggyback on that. So Chadwick Boseman, who of course played the Black Panther, passed away several years ago, but apparently last week he was awarded a Walk of Fame star on the Walk of Fame in Hollywood. And so there, Viola Davis was there, Ryan Coogler was there, and they were, talking very kindly and nicely, of course, about the great Chadwick Boseman. On Thursday, the celebrated performer was honored with a posthumous star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame 5 years after his death at 43. The event was attended by Boseman's widow, Taylor Simone Ledward Boseman, as well as his Black Panther co-stars Michael B. Jordan and Letitia Wright, and Disney CEO Bob Iger. Early on, the emotional event saw Davis step up to the podium to deliver a passionate tribute to the actor. She said, quote, I have to believe that Chadwick is still alive. I can't use the word gone or death, really. When thinking about him, it's like the quote, when the last person who has a memory of you dies, that's when you'll truly be dead. That is the most depressing way to kick something off, man.
Yeah.
But I get it, too.
Yeah.
I mean, he very clearly was a giant impact on these people that he worked with for several years after, apparently, of course, right? Davis, who starred alongside Boseman in his final film role in Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, said she often had conversations about, quote, the cap of success and the significance of transcendence with Chadwick Boseman, at one point telling him, when I'm not acting, I don't know who I am. Boseman's response stuck with her. He would say, oh no, Viola, you can't let that happen. What I do is carry my djembe drum everywhere I go. I don't care if it gets in the way of luggage. I don't care if I have to argue with the airline stewardess of where I'm going to put it. I need my drum. And she continued, that djembe drum is a talking drum. He would play it on the set. You could hear it in his trailer. It was more than just a sound. It was more than just music. It resounded through the entire soundstage, and he would play it fervently. Anyway.
That's super interesting. I hadn't come across that, but I do know that the talking drum is like So in the soundtrack for Black Panther, the first Black Panther, anytime that T'Challa is on the screen, the talking drum is playing. That's his like audio his audio signature, if you will. And Ludwig Göransson, who did that soundtrack, talked about how that is like specifically a thing that shows up when T'Challa shows up. And I don't remember the name of the flute that is for Killmonger, but basically it's really cool if you actually go and listen to it with that ear. And so it's really interesting to hear that goes back to Chadwick, the actor, that was an important thing to him in his life too. Yeah, super interesting. And I do like I give credit and a lot of goodwill, I guess, towards directors who pull things in from the actors' private lives that make sense within the role or whatever. And I couldn't give anything off the top of my head, but this is clearly one of those, and I think it's really nice. Yeah. It's really sweet. Yeah. Okay, well, speaking of things that aren't very sweet, Ryan, this is one of those stories. This is from The Week, but it's everywhere. The story's everywhere. The title is Disney Bets Big on AI, but not everyone sees a winner. Look, man, AI. I have turned on AI. I used to try to use it and I might still have to. Okay, let me. I'm all over the place with this one. Let me read the thing and then we'll go through it. Yeah. Want to make the next sequel to Frozen yourself? Now the Walt Disney Company is giving fans a way to do so, sort of. Disney announced it is exploring tools that could allow Disney Plus users to upload their own AI-generated content onto the platform. This could potentially include AI content from Disney's IP, allowing users to tap into the economy's original characters. Did I say economy? You did. Jeez, dude. Allowing users to tap into the company's original characters as well as franchises owned by Disney like Star Wars and Marvel. But while Disney appears to be all in on its AI bet, the idea has some people shaking their heads. So this is from Iger. He says, artificial intelligence is going to give us the ability to provide users of Disney Plus with a much more engaged experience. This is on the company's fourth quarter earnings call. This includes, quote, the ability for them to create user-generated content and to consume user-generated content, mostly short form, from others. Now, the article notes, while nothing official has been announced, Disney has had, quote, productive conversations with AI brands that would also reflect our need to protect the IP. And so it sounds like a feed, talk, like, right? Yeah, exactly right. Exactly right. Facebook has this, like Instagram has it. Yeah. I think something else, maybe TikTok is going to have it, but TikTok is smart because they're going to be rolling out a feature. I don't know when, but I've heard soon to you can turn off anything labeled as AI generated from your feed, so you don't actually have to see it. Yeah. And that's where, by the way, whatever happened to this TikTok ban? I thought that was going to happen several times. That's just, no one talks about that anymore. It's even a TikTok. So yeah, it's just a feed of AI crap, and that's what Instagram specifically. I think it could be Facebook again, like I said, but they're I forget what it's called. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Dream or something like that, and it's literally nothing but AI content. Yeah, no original content at all. So it sounds like that. Sounds like that thing, which, by the way, if, Disney's foray into the metaverse didn't teach them anything, this will. Because the pushback on AI, I saw a thing where this guy was breaking down. He goes, less than 1% of the people online are actually using AI to create content. It's not as many people as we think it is based on the news coverage. Right. So I wonder what numbers Iger is seeing that people are interested in doing this. Yeah. At all. It seems weird to me. Yeah, and so here's my thought is I wonder if the feed is a byproduct, right? If the user content feed is a byproduct and this is behind the scenes, like they're going to start using it for like B footage and using it in their movies and that sort of stuff. And this is like a product that they developed for internal use that they're like, oh, I guess we can turn it external and maybe get a couple of marginal people in. And I think that's a miscalculated assumption, right? But, miscalculated assumption or not, I think that's their kind of like, I wonder if this feed idea, this short form user generated thing is like, oh, we built this tool so that we could make internal generative AI for Frozen 3 and 4. But now somebody else can do it.
I don't know, man. I mean, I would like to say that Disney wouldn't do that, but they have. I mean, they have used generative AI in their promo videos. They've used it in their posters, even though they say they haven't, and it's a mistake. And it's always, but that's the thing. Like, if the consumer didn't mind that AI was being used, there wouldn't be any pushback in the public space.
Right.
But there is.
Yeah.
And that's why Disney has changed these things and realized it, because the public has called them out and be like, this is not good. And the backlash has been such where they feel like they need to change that.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I think I think this is a weird move.
It is.
And
it is.
As far as like an internal tool, I don't know, man. Like I said, I hope Disney wouldn't be doing that. I don't think that they would use AI that way. It seems like it's a way because here's what it seems like, and then I'll finish the article. But like Gen Z, as if I'm young enough, right? Gen Z has been, ditching the platform, ditching Disney Plus. Disney Plus lost a bunch of money, especially with the Kimmel fiasco. So it feels like, whoa, well, what are the kids into these days? Says Bob. And someone says AI videos. And then Bob goes, hey, let's get them to use our IP. And then they go, well, how are we going to handle getting out of the compound? How are we going to handle not allowing them just to post it on TikTok? Well, they can only use it if they're a Disney Plus subscriber.
Yeah.
Perfect, Bobby. That sounds great. That's what it sounds like to me, where it's like they're trying to just capture the younger audience for that long-term Disney Plus subscription.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe
And it could
that's
be too. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see. This is AI companies are also likely eager to partner with Disney. No, duh, as they quote can work with the creative community to come up with models that work for both of them. Said Copyright Alliance CEO Keith Coop. I feel like Rose now from Golden Girls. Keith Kupferschmid from St. Olaf. The entertainment industry is, quote, going to start seeing more and more deals come through because they realize they can do this and do it the right way. Iger has additionally, quote, hinted at other ways Disney could expand its streaming app beyond just TV shows and movies, including gaming features. I mean, that's what Netflix does.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you play video games on Netflix?
I have.
How was that experience? It's always interesting to me, but I just want to milk my subscription for as much as it's like one of the only things we subscribe to now. But I just haven't done it.
It's I mean, so I played it early days, so I haven't played any of the newer stuff. It's all controlled through your phone, so it your phone is the controller, and it pairs up through like a browser or whatever, and then you control it.
Sounds laggy.
Yeah, there is some lagginess, and like the game I was playing was it was one of those like mystery games where like you see the world in 2D, but you can rotate it, right? And so as you rotate the world, different things show up, right?
Okay.
And so you're pressing a button to rotate the world 90 degrees at a time, and that doesn't need a lot of input, right? Or anything like that.
No.
It doesn't need any Twitch reaction or anything like that. So I don't know. I do use like cloud-based gaming. I used to use Stadia while Stadia was around.
Same. I loved it. People had so many problems with it. I absolutely loved it.
It was my go-to. I was playing Destiny more heavy at that time, and like I would go to my in-laws and would pop on my phone and a little controller, in the evening or whatever when we were hanging out, and
dude,
crank out a little bit of Destiny. I still play Luna, so Amazon's like cloud gaming as well. I play that on like TVs where I don't have a console or whatever. Just little cozy games and stuff. Nothing too serious, but
nice. Love it. Despite Iger's enthusiasm, many artists, animators, and Disney fans didn't take the news well. This is reported by Forbes. They said many commentators were deeply disappointed that Disney, the legendary animation studio that grew into a sprawling media empire, would embrace the automation of art. Some viewed the arrival of AI to Disney Plus as another grim omen, fearing that the spread of generative AI would result in more job losses and a deluge of low-quality content on the streaming platform. It is, quote, heartbroken to think of the world's wonderful artists who put so much obvious love and care into every frame of the old Disney cartoons. This is by cartoonist Vincent Alexander on Twitter. I'm glad that they aren't around to see this. I mean, that's a little, I don't know. Even for me, that's a little hatery, but
it's very internet-y, right? Like,
kind of, yeah. I'm so glad Disney would be rolling in his grave if he wasn't, interned. His ashes weren't interned already.
His frozen head is spinning.
Apparently, others in the art community are calling for a boycott of Disney and Disney Plus, and whatever. Yeah, that's about it. So I don't know how you all feel about that. So here's my thing on AI. I hate it. I think it's cool for things you can't afford to do. Like, I can't afford to hire somebody to do our thumbnails for the YouTube videos, right? So then I did AI. I haven't done it in a little bit because I'm on the fence of like, well, does that make me a class traitor? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I hate it. But people use it, and there are good uses for it, especially for, digesting educational papers or scientific papers, or getting summaries of things that you feed it.
Yeah, like I perfect example. My work, right? So I work for an ISP. I'm in tech support for an internet service provider, and we had a customer who I needed to understand what the last year of their service looked like. And so I did feed ChatGPT a year's worth of tickets and said, help me understand this, right? Like, there's hundreds of support tickets here. Help me understand what's happening. And it helped me down that road, right? And that it is useful for that. Now, the environmentalist in me also feels pretty terrible about that, because I know that I'm asking that question and killing 10 fish while I do. So like, environmental concerns aside, ethical concerns of what I'm supporting there, I do get that, where it's like there are things that people are being asked to do that it's challenging to do without it.
Yes.
Right. And so yeah.
And I guess as a person who's still looking for a job and has been for several years now, work from home job. Like, I can go out and I can go work at the airport or whatever. Like, I can do that. That's fine, but I don't need to. And so I'm going to look for the unicorn job.
Yeah.
Well, I can. That hurts to like I was talking to Taren about her job, and I was like, dude, do you guys need the customer service? Like, come on, dude, have Dave like hire me.
Yeah.
She goes, we have chatbots for that. And I'm like, oh, that hurts.
Yeah.
Because like, that's what I can do. Like, that's what my experience is like audio editing, talking, saying a bunch of crap, and customer service is kind of like just all I can do. That's all I've done, right? Nobody does it, right? Nobody uses straight up people for customer service. And so, and it's replaced by chatbots, and that sucks. And while I don't think traditional art forms are going to be replaced by AI, it definitely does take jobs away.
Sure.
But there is some good, and we need to figure that out. I think here's my hot take. AI for fun, go away. Gone. You can't use it. But if you need help digesting a thing, like in your case, or because like you could build a chat bot really easily that's not tied to ChatGPT, that you can train to help you specifically break down whatever you need, right? And that I think that's fundamentally great, because it's not stealing anybody's job. But I don't think anybody's going to ever make a movie with generative AI. And I know Netflix like did it for a scene or something, and people were pissy about it. And I think that they should be, because it's jobs away from people at a time when the economy sucks and the job market sucks, and we need all the work we can get and whatever. Anyway, that's my thing on AI. I dislike it. I try not to use it, and I try not to try not to do business with companies who actively use AI.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at, and that might change. But for now, right now, at 7:44 on a Saturday, that's my stance.
Yeah, and I think as a job seeker, because I'm not thrilled with my job, and I've been job seeking for about a year and a half. There is like a unique experience right now for folks who are in the job market of like, you're seeing your job get replaced by AI, and then you're also not able to get jobs because AI is reading your resume and your cover letter and all of that crap. And so it's definitely like from the like human side, it's this massive tool, and this is something I've like talked with some people about, is like AI is this huge tool, and it's a great tool.
Same. Yeah.
But it's being misused, right? There is absolutely places where it's being misused.
Oh, yes, for sure. I do see people on like TikTok, and they're doing like space alien things, or like interdimensional, you know, and that's fun. It's cool, but I think of like the AI. I swear to God, two more minutes, folks, and then I'm going to shut up about this, because I could literally just do a whole show on it, because it pisses me off. But like, there's entire data centers that are sapping, and for water aside, right? Because that's still unclear about how much water is being used to like process certain tasks. And I read a whole cool article about it where like, because the task is different for each query, right? If you go, hey, ChatGPT, how do I code this, this Raspberry Pi to turn on my stupid lights every time I, fart or whatever. that's the parameters relatively, that's pretty easy. But if you go, hey, ChatGPT, how many feathers are on a crow, and then by multiplying by, if you give it more complex stuff, it's going to take more. So we don't really know. But the constant is the power draw. And there are cities in like Alabama and Tennessee, which are traditionally more poorer areas economically than the rest of this, that Meta and Amazon are putting all these data centers in, that the power is being drawn at such a drastic rate that the residents are paying for the uptick in power draw, even though they're not using more power, but they're paying for the power for these data centers.
Yeah.
And then the noise that they're making is bothering people. Like, it's just, we don't need AI in our cars.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
To chat with like Grok from Twitter. Like, we don't need that. That to me is just a waste of resources. And the brain rot that you can get from talking to ChatGPT, it's just whatever. That's it. I want to be done.
Fair
Brian,
enough.
thank you.
Fair enough.
Here's some good news. Okay, that was bad news. Okay, here's some good news. Dwayne Johnson, Emily Blunt reveal major update on Jungle Cruise sequel at Disney. Okay, here's some good news. I want you to know this right now. As his awards season prospects set sail for the 2026 Oscars, star Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson exclusively tells Entertainment Weekly that plans for a sequel to his 2021 Disney blockbuster. Was that a blockbuster? Jungle Cruise?
I mean, as much as anything in 2021 was, right? Like,
well, yeah, I guess, yeah. When asked by the Awardist podcast host Gerard Hall if a long-rumored follow-up to the film, which managed to earn $220 million at the global box office, was still on deck, both Johnson and Blunt gave a simple reply: "I don't think so."
Yeah. I mean,
there we go. Some good news, folks. I'm going to put this in the good news subreddit. The good news subreddit. People just post good news. To me, this is good news because that movie was trash. It was horrid. It was dumb and bad and filthy.
I didn't mind it. It was so out of spirit for the Jungle Cruise that.
I mean, as a Dwayne Johnson vehicle for just dumb,
pulpy
facial
action,
reactions, it's fine. Yeah. But the fact that they put the Jungle Cruise name on it and tried to tie it into the ride somehow was bad. That was what I didn't like. The movie itself was just blah.
Yeah, it was a Dwayne Johnson pulp action. That's
yeah. So this is Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, and this is going to piss me off. I think when Disney came under new leadership, they just shifted. What do you mean new leadership? What do you mean?
Yeah, I don't know
Bob
which
Iger
leader
coming
he
back?
thinks is new.
Yeah, he's the same guy, Dwayne. And he says they just shifted coming out of COVID. COVID is very real. It infects 900,000 people every day in this country. Still, we just don't know about it. So shut up, Dwayne, you meathead. COVID shifted our business in a lot of ways. I think they looked at that property and thought, we did it once, not sure if we should revisit it again, despite whether or not our chemistry was great. Blunt adds, they did not want to set sail again, and that's fine. She's like, yeah, dude, I don't really, yeah, that's fine. But what do you mean they didn't, they weren't sure if they should revisit it, despite our chemistry being good. Like, to me, that's...
Someone called John Krasinski. Somebody's coming for his girl. That's what I'm hearing.
To me, that sounds like self-soothing talk, where it's like, oh, well, I mean, no, we had good chemistry. I don't know. That's all. Like, to him, that's all that matters is the chemistry on the page, or the chemistry on the film. It doesn't matter what's written on the page. It doesn't matter if the story was. I don't even know what the story was about. And I watched the movie. I couldn't tell you.
That's the WWE actor in him talking, right? Like,
I guess, yeah.
That's what he does. All he is chemistry. All he is playing off of somebody else.
Well, yeah, dude. That's me too. Okay, so there you go. There's some other good news. Let's see what else we can find.
Did you see in Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson news? And I don't know if you're going to cover this. Did you see the Moana trailer? The Moana live action. I was going
to cover it. You know what? Thank you very much. Let's just talk about it now. Because I did see some of this, and people are not thrilled, dude.
Yeah,
people are not thrilled. Okay, so let's find. Hold on, what's the point of having an ad blocker if you can't look at any websites because they won't let you unless you disable your ad blocker?
Especially since you're going to go look for an ad, which is a trailer.
Well, yeah. So this is from comic book something, I don't know, CBR.com. 2 years after it was first announced by Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Disney released the first trailer for its live-action remake of Moana. The 1-minute teaser offers fans a glimpse of Moana's home of Motunui, her interactions with the ocean, Maui turning into a giant hawk, and Moana herself, played by newcomer Catherine Laga'ai. I apologize, of course, if she hears this, Catherine. I'm sorry. As dazzling as the footage is, it's already drawing criticism from fans for upholding Disney's worst remake trend. The Moana trailer features enough computer-generated imagery to make viewers question whether it can still be called a live-action movie. On top of that, its direct recreations of certain scenes in the original animated film are so precise that it's difficult to distinguish one from the other.
Yeah.
And I don't know what that says on either camp, right? Where it's like the original was done, the animation was so realistic that the good thing, or the remake looks animated, which is a bad thing. Like, where is your glass half full or half empty? Yeah. I don't know. Rather than exciting Disney fans, it has left many of them wondering why the live action film is even being made, while simultaneously predicting that it'll be another box office smash. Of course it will.
Yeah.
Because Disney, of course it will.
Because you take kids to the movies and, a couple hours in the air conditioning. I am often an apologist for the live action remakes. I generally I do enjoy a lot of them. But this is like shot for shot of a movie made less than 10 years ago, which is not what you needed, right? If they had done something like they did with Mulan, where they took a different approach at the story, a different run at the story. Now, Mulan has its own problems because of where it was filmed and whatever, but if they had taken a different run at the story or something like that, that would have been maybe better. But this is like literally shot for shot the same thing.
So I did see a Pacific Islander on TikTok her take on it, and she goes, you know, in the opening, or one of the opening shots, you see some of the natives on Montanui with like the traditional Polynesian headdress. So if you've seen the trailer, there's like, you know, it's like a headdress with like red things on top of their head, and she's like, I almost cried. Like, I thought that was beautiful because it's in person. It's finally a part of my culture being represented like that, and I think that's really great. And then I saw Moana. The actress playing Moana. She is the most whitewashed child. Like she's like, they straightened her hair or something, because if you look at her hair is it's been curled at the bottom and it's straightened. But in the movie, Moana has like curly hair.
Yeah.
Like, she looks like a Pacific Islander. This poor child. They gave her the princess hair, I guess is the best way to describe it. And this one creator was like, I'm thoroughly upset.
Yeah.
This was a moment for my people to be represented in a live action focused film, and they're giving the princess treatment to this person, and just they were really disappointed. And I was like, yeah, you know what? I'm going to collect your trauma. I'm disappointed too. But I didn't notice that until she pointed it out. I was like, oh yeah, her hair looks way different, and it's definitely cleaned up a little bit, and it just feels like inappropriate, because what are you doing the remake for? Are you bringing the culture? Are you bringing the culture over? Are you being true to the source material? Not according to this shot. No, you're not. It's just whatever.
And again, that's where I think reimagining the story and like maybe making it a little bit more true to form and a little bit more of a AAPI type story, right? And let the hair be crazy, right? And that I remember that was like a technical marvel of Moana when it came out, right?
That's right, dude. Yes,
it was like,
right.
Oh, we animated every strand of hair, and it was, it was a big deal. And so, yeah, to kind of whitewash it and that sort of thing is really unfortunate and a fumbled bag, right? Like, if you were going to remake it within 10 years,
yeah,
you have to have done something with it. Like,
that's what I mean. I don't know, man. Yeah, whatever. So that's happening, folks. That's the whole thing. Okay, here's even more good news. Well, that was probably bad news, I guess. This will be good news now. I don't know. I don't know why I feel like I have to label these, but I guess I do. The Muppets are coming back to Disney's Hollywood Studios. Apparently, this is, of course, in Walt Disney World for Jollywood Nights, you guys. And I'm sensing in the last 8 years a Muppet resurgence, and I'm ready for it. You know what I mean? I'm ready for it. The Muppets have returned to Disney's Hollywood Studios for the 2025 run of Disney Jollywood Nights, appearing in the holidays in Hollywood. Where'd you go, Ryan?
I'm still here. Go ahead.
Okay. All right. I just want to make sure I'm not having an issue. My computer.
No, it was mine. My camera handler closed.
Oh, okay. There you go. Let's see. The Muppets have returned to Disney's Hollywood Studios for the 2025 run of Jollywood Nights, appearing in the Holidays in Hollywood stage show on select nights through December 22nd. You guys, I'm excited for that. If I had lived closer, I would probably think about going.
Dude, that Jollywood Nights like started off so crappy and is so cool now.
I bet, dude.
It like the first couple that they did, because they did it last year, and the first couple, people were like, this is trash. They may cancel the rest of them for the rest of the year. And then it kind of like picked up steam throughout last year. And now this year, it's got all this cool stuff like Muppets. It's got Chewbacca in his Life Day robe holding his Life Day orb.
God, dude.
And like, plus like 50 like golden age of Hollywood / also bleeding into mid-mod Christmas vibes, which can't complain about that.
Telling you, I love a mid-mod Christmas vibe, dude. I swear to God, like that is like mid-mod, which is surprising to no one. Also, like it's just such a good, aesthetically pleasing kind of fashion decor anyways. And I get why it fell out of fashion, because you need a break, but it's such a good, I don't know what it is. To me, it just it feels more classically Christmas than, like a lot of these sort of like more modern, sleek, minimalist design nonsense that we see. I don't know,
Christmas is cozy. Christmas is cozy, and there's a little bit of like extra to Christmas that mid-mod just clicks in with really well.
Yeah, and you know what? It's the design too, because mid-mod for me is meant to be designed in such a way where you can leave it out and it doesn't stick out. Mm-hmm. Christmas decorations by default, I feel like, do stick out, but if you can find them that are elegant enough to leave, out, or maybe bring out early or whatever, like, then I think you've hit a home run. But anyway, apparently Holidays in Hollywood runs for about 25 minutes and follows the classic of a variety special, which I think that's the Muppets home base right there. It's the
100%.
Muppet Show. I was disappointed that the Muppets did The Office when they came back or whatever. It's like, no, bring the Muppet Show back. Bring that back. That was awesome. Anyway, hosted by Kermit and Miss Piggy, Disney Holidays in Hollywood is a star-studded holiday extravaganza. Tiana, Belle, Minnie Mouse, and Mickey Mouse. Jazz musicians, blah, 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 blah. So that's all happening, and you should go look at it and watch it if you're in Disney World.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it sounds like a good time for sure.
Okay, we're going to save that for the best news. This will be the closer. This will be the closer. I can't even. All right, let's see. This is real quick. I don't need to go through this, and we're going to take a quick break. Disney Vacation Club dues are going to increase up to 9% for next month, or next year, rather. So that's interesting.
Sorry, Eric.
Sorry, Eric. With his, what he has like 100 DVC properties or whatever. That's all he's doing, man. Let's try to get some of this fluff out of here. Disney is weighing dynamic ticket pricing for U.S. parks.
I heard about
they already do that.
So it's more dynamic.
Okay.
So right now it fluctuates based on date. So like you could go and you would say, all right, I want to go on this date. Disney would say, okay, that's the price. You go look a week later and you say, I want to go on this date. It's the same price, right? It's always going to be the same price. This is like airline rules. This is, you look right now and it's a price. You may look an hour later and it's a different price.
So this article is akin it to Uber's surge pricing, but it sounds like it's not that up to the minute.
It could be. I mean, theoretically, because Paris does this. And I think...
Yeah, they're doing it right now, apparently. They're doing it for about a year. This is Disney CFO Hugh Johnston. He says, we've been doing it for about a year. It's off to a very good start, but we're really going to make sure we optimize it before we bring it into the domestic parks. So that's probably something that you won't see this year, but you may see it in subsequent years.
Yeah. I mean, I could see them also doing it for the like add-on stuff. So like I was just reading something that... the big fancy $400 a day, one fast pass on everything, Lightning Lane, Premier Pass or whatever, that's sold out for this whole week in Walt Disney World right now.
Crazy.
Now, could you imagine if they had the ability to ratchet that up as like fewer and fewer of them got available, right? Like,
right, dude.
Because people know that it's going to be packed in the parks this week. Like Thanksgiving is always packed. And so everybody's like, okay, cool. We're going to shell out so that we can, actually do what we want to do. And so, yeah, if as your supply starts running out, you can start increasing the price dynamically. That $1 billion that they made on add-on products or whatever, dude, that just balloons.
So much money, man. Yeah. So much money. All right. With that, we're going to take a quick break, everybody. We're going to come back. I have several stories to cover, and it should be a good time. Not all of them are going to be crappy. So what do you think of that? Woo! Yeah. All right, everyone. Hang on. It's Ears Up. We'll be right back.
All right, listen up, nacho chips. Quiet down, crispy potatoes. This is the moment Velveeta's been preparing you for, and you're not about to crack under pressure. Today's the day to go all in on the drip. Velveeta's Heat and Eat Queso is the MVP of any game day spread, so stick by them, and you'll be golden. Now get out there and make delicious history. No tailgate party is complete without Velveeta.
This episode is brought to you by McAfee.
Swimsuit, passport,
phone with VPN activated.
VPN?
Cell phone service is going to be spotty on vacation, so we'll be using public Wi-Fi.
Sounds sketchy.
Exactly. The networks can leave your personal info, like credit card numbers, exposed to hackers.
McAfee's secure VPN lets you browse and bank safely from wherever, whenever. Learn more at McAfee.com/online protection.
And now, back to the show that ignites your dream wish of imaginations and magical color wonderment of forever. Ears Up.
Hey, thanks for hanging on, everybody. By the way, at the break, I went to heat some water for my tea, right? Because I'm cool. And I, standing there, letting the water heat up, I got on TikTok because I can't be alone with my thoughts. That would be crazy, right? I mean, come on.
Who does that?
And I saw a TikTok of this lady. I'm just gonna call her a Maverick for one. She was using in a glue gun, presumably brand new. Okay, I'm not gonna assume that it was just glue out and this, but she inserted a candy cane and used the hot glue gun to melt the candy cane, and then she used that for the glue to glue her like gingerbread house together.
I saw a thumbnail of a short. I think probably that same short. But that's smart.
That's amazing. I think it's such a cool idea.
Yeah.
Although weird. I don't know. Who knows? But anyway, there you go. Do with that information what
Meltable foods. I went to like a 3D printing convention that was here in the summer. They were 3D printing chocolate. They had 3D printing chocolate. It's pretty crazy.
Part of this, the other video I saw of hers, the first one I found, there is a 3D chocolate printing pen, which is literally just a pen that draws melted chocolate.
Right, yeah. At the end of the day, that's just,
I tell you, I had a dream, not like a physical dream, but like a business idea dream.
I had it.
And to build the structure of this place, I would want to do 3D printed house or 3D printed like building, office building or whatever. Mm-hmm. And I looked into it, but they're not really. If you want to do a 3D printed house, for example, the biggest company, the best company so far, the one that's leading the way in the United States, you need to do like a neighborhood.
Yeah.
Which I get, but like, I think it's cool. I think it'd be so awesome to have, anyway, whatever. Let's continue with some news roundup.
Let's hear about it.
So this is a boring one, I guess. I don't know. Disney's projected $24 billion content spending for 2026 is split 50-50 between sports and entertainment. I don't know how I feel about that. There seems to be this big push for sports content, and I don't like it. I don't know. I guess I don't know.
Yeah,
whatever.
I think sports is interesting because sports is one of the last holdouts of traditional cable. Right? Like,
yeah,
that's the people that I know that still take traditional cable take it because they want to watch sports. And so I feel like all the streaming entities are trying to get their tendrils in there. Like I just saw Netflix picked up they picked up the Home Run Derby, the Field of Dreams game, and an opening day game for baseball. And like Amazon's been doing the Thursday Night Football on NFL, and I feel like everybody's trying really hard to get their name associated with sports. And I think that expands to like F1, right? Like literally this weekend, it's the Las Vegas F1, and Disney has this big, huge presence there. They release merch and like.
I feel like F1. I don't know much about it, but it's four wheels. I think is what the F stands for. Is four in the wheels, and that seems like on an upward trajectory as well.
It is.
Like that's a really popular thing right now for some reason.
Yeah, I know they had that like Netflix documentary, and that got some interest, and I think people kind of got into it because it's cars going fast, and even though they don't fully understand it, it's just fun to look at.
So my brother-in-law, and Taren's sister, my brother-in-law, likes F1. I don't know how much anymore. This was a couple years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And my sister-in-law, Taren's sister, was explaining to us why, and it was almost like she felt like she had to justify it or
like
excuse it in some way. Where she's like, "Oh, because I'm like F1, like NASCAR, but windier, and sleeker." And she's like, "No. Well, he's not really a car guy." Because this guy's a winemaker, he's a vineyard guy. Like, what does he know, right? He's not a mechanic or, any sort of thing like that. He's not a car dude at all.
Yeah.
But she was like, oh, she goes, oh, he likes it because there's like a bunch of backstories. Like some of the drivers don't like each other. And so they try to like not get, I don't know. She was explaining a thing. I'm like, oh, so it's a reality TV show for him that he can watch without having to be like the Kardashians or whatever. She said, yeah, I guess kind of. She was explaining all this like backstory about this one driver. Like, it sounds like Big Brother. I don't, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't really, just watch a reality TV show.
Right.
But I don't know. Yeah, so F1 seems to be like the new thing. This is another quote from the CFO, Hugh Johnston. He says, $24 billion on content, up about $1 billion from 2025. He says that the total content budget will be expected to grow, but he said it won't be at the level of recent years when Disney and others were overproducing original content. So there you go. There will be original content, and I wonder if that's the split, right? I wonder if it's like, okay, well, we have to do something. We can't just make 100 Star Wars TV shows.
Right.
We have to do something with the budget. It's already allocated or whatever, and we have to keep people into it. Let's flip it to sports, and let's bet a little bit more on sports. We have something to do that's original. He doesn't really, I'm trying to see if they say it. He says, I think that the split will hold going forward, although spending on entertainment may grow a little faster than sports. Invest more in local content in certain markets. He says, we have the rights to succeed with respect to Disney content, but we need to supplement that with local content. So the strategy is very much to do that.
Yeah. And not to drag us back to the AI conversation, but I do know, I was listening to an interview discussing AI and that sort of stuff, and one of the things they brought up was that especially the younger generation is really grabbing onto sport because, and anything that's live, right? So sport or like live comedy or live music, that sort of thing, because it's really hard to fake, right? It's really hard to make it fake, and so especially younger audiences are grabbing onto that because they're inundated with anything that's narrative or anything like that tends to have some form of some tinge of it. Maybe it could be fake, right? Or you're watching it going, is this AI, is this AI, is this AI, versus like sports or any live performance where you go, okay, cool, this, it can't it can't be.
That is interesting. And that's one of the reasons I never wanted to have this show in particular be a pre-recorded show. I've always wanted to do it live because number one, that's what I've done, on the beer podcast side, but it's also because it strikes me more in a even especially now, but even when I first started this channel in 2013, for God's sakes, there was a lot of very polished, pre-recorded podcasts out there, and I didn't like that format because I'm used to live TV. I'm used to live things like that. So to me, this resonates a little bit more, and especially, there's it just takes a different skill set that I have. I don't have the skill set to do the other thing, but more and more, I noticed that on like TikTok specifically, which I look at, it's a little mini TV thing, right? It's, you get little, however many seconds you want of whatever dumb content you want. The content that I resonate with the most is I just pulled my phone out of my pocket kind of thing. And then I'm recording what I'm saying. People overdo that where they go, oh, excuse the hair, I just got out and I had to record. No, you didn't. Shut up, dude. But like, if you're in your house, you're walking around or whatever, like that to me is more genuine than the people in front of a green screen going like, I just hacked the way to do the thing. Now, if you following me, if you're new here on my channel, hi, my name is skip, instant skip. Just give me the genuine connection. And I feel like this show has always brought that. Like, we try to be as genuine as possible, sometimes to my personal detriment. But because I think fundamentally overall, I knew people are going to get tired of that pre-formatted, formulaic nonsense.
Yeah.
So it's good, hopefully we get a little taste of that. You know what I mean?
There we go. We're real.
Yeah.
We are real and cool kids, guys.
Speaking of things being not real, I guess, Star Wars fan filmmaker accuses Disney of stealing his work. Have you heard this? I'm sure you have. I don't know why I'm even asking.
I actually hadn't until you sent it over to me.
Oh, okay. Oh, great. A filmmaker and stunt performer is accusing Disney and Animation Studios 88 Pictures of plagiarizing a scene from his fan-made Star Wars film and using it in an episode of Star Wars Visions. In a post on Instagram, Lorenz Hideyoshi posted a video titled "When Disney Blatantly Steals Your Action Design" and showcased side-by-side scenes from a fight in his 2009 fan film Dark Jedi, A Star Wars Story.
It's always
and a fight from and a fight from the season 2 episode The Bandits of Golok. Both battles appear to play out nearly identically, including camera angle choices in a video edited to highlight the similarities. Above is from my Star Wars fan film. Below is from Star Wars Visions. I mean, they already had a different weapon setup, but still managed to brute force my choreo onto that action. Didn't even change the camera angles. And I saw some of this video. It's pretty
close.
clear.
Yeah.
It's pretty, I mean, like and then sometimes I go like, well, it's just like music. There's only so many chords.
For sure.
And there's only so many chord combinations and chord progressions. But also when you hear a thing that's kind of too similar, especially when it's complicated, like setting up a shot and picking an angle for a specific choreography and having both of those things line up with two people at the same, and the everything's lined up in the screen and the shot, but it's just, everything's the same. That's hard to fake, dude, or at least to stumble into.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, Lucasfilm and Disney, they haven't said anything, but that's a big problem.
I'm curious how much creative control Disney and Lucasfilm have over Visions, right? Because that's the series that they farm out to other studios. So each episode is done by a different house, right? I think like the Wallace and Gromit people did one episode in the second season.
Like Hufflepuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, Slytherin. Yeah.
Stuff,
dude. Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm curious how much creative control and how much like backlash they would face over a plagiarism situation like this.
I mean, they're
hosting.
If anything, if anything, they can put pressure on the studio, the 88 production studio or whatever it was, to be like, "What's going on, dude?"
Yeah.
You know what I mean, and pull their contract if they find, or they're probably just going to pay this dude. I mean, the Disney at this point, I feel like is just kind of like the cult play of the media empire, where they just like, "Oh yeah, we ripped you off. Here's a bunch of money. Sorry, dude."
Right.
They're just going to do it till they get caught. But that's just being funny, I guess. Okay, let's see. We're not doing that post yet. We're going to do, let's see. Disneyland removes mobile order from all 5 candy shop locations at the Disneyland Resort, apparently.
I just saw this.
I didn't even know this was a thing, but I mean, I guess it makes sense. Select quick service restaurants as a way for visitors to skip the long ordering lines. Of course, you can go to the Disneyland app and mobile order, which is a blessing. I love mobile ordering.
Yeah.
I think it's fantastic. You know what I mean?
It's great.
Yeah. But as of today, which is maybe the other day, I don't know, Disneyland has removed mobile ordering from all of the candy shop locations throughout the resort. This includes the wonderful world of sweets. Give me this ad. What are you adding me? What is this? It just like popped up. You can't, whatever. Pooh Corner, Bing Bong's sweets.
Bing Bong.
I can't. Bing Bong. God bless. Candy Palace in Disney Park and Trolley Treats in DCA. Nobody knows why, but I guess with all the Christmas food coming, they wanted influencers to not be able to just mobile order all the time.
Yeah, that makes sense. And I know that with the candy canes, they're going back to like an old school method. So they've been trying to figure out how to like manage the crowd with the hand carved candy canes or whatever, the hand bent.
Hand shaped?
Yeah, shaped. Thank you. That was the word I couldn't come up with.
See, what they do is they make a big block of candy cane stuff, and then they cut each individual.
But like they're doing wristbands this year. Like you go to the location and they give you like a physical wristband that then you come back with.
I'm surprised they just don't do like a virtual queue.
Well, they did like a QR code, because what they want is they want to honor people who are at the food location.
Yeah, for sure.
And so they did like a QR code for a while, but then they found that people were like taking pictures of the QR code and sending it to someone further back in line. And so they could,
That seems weird. That seems like a weird move, but all right, I get it.
And so, but now they're like, it's funny how all that stuff like wraps back around where you go, okay, cool. There is actually some inherent like security and goodness in the analog method.
Yes, right. Just don't apply it to my voting. Okay, this is the story I wasn't looking forward to doing, but I think it's really important. So, especially if you're planning on going to the parks on February 28th, which is the unofficial gay day at Disneyland. The organizers behind the MAGA invasion and you know what? If you're new here, my name's Jason. I'm the host of EarzUp Podcast. We try not to be super political on the show because politics is boring and we all want a break from it. However, sometimes it bleeds through and I want to report on it. I don't have to, but I think it's important and I want to report on it. So there you go. There's a planned MAGA invasion of Disneyland. It's an event they say didn't plan for the meetup to happen on the same day as a local gay pride event. However, they claim their gathering will be, quote, even more fun now. On Wednesday, November 19th, a conservative group located in Southern California posted on Facebook calling for a meetup of, quote, like-minded patriots at Disneyland, which makes me absolutely vomit. The group called 805 Patriots, just, it just sounds like that's like a limit on how many patriots you can have in your group. We're like, sorry, Carl, it's a one-in, one-out policy at this point. We're full. We can't, shared an infographic for the unsanctioned, unofficial event to be held on February 28th, 2026. One of the organizers said the purpose of the event is to, quote, go have some fun by triggering as many liberals as possible in the park. After the story was picked up by other media outlets, the group responded to coverage on their Facebook stories on Thursday. In a response, they wrote, well, we didn't plan this at all, but we'll make this even more fun now. A post shared by the account in the SoCal Patriots Facebook group, which tells you all you need to know about these people. They're still active on a Facebook group. Shows a clip of a local outlet, KTLA's broadcast coverage of the story. In the caption, they said, turns out I accidentally planned this for a gay day. Y'all have to come. Will be hilarious to ruin their day. According to a local organization, Gay Days Anaheim website, the group is planning to host mini gay days the week of February 20, the weekend of February 20. I don't know why mini gay days is very funny to me. The group typically hosts one large annual meetup scheduled for September 2026, but it is including additional programming next year. While the Disneyland Resort hosts a variety of official events, neither of these gatherings are officially organized. On 805 Patriots website, the group is selling clothing items for adults, kids, and babies with their Make Disney Great Again design, which is dumb because inherently the best part about the MAGA slogan is that it's easy to say. It makes sense. Right. The acronym means something. It started as an acronym and now it's a word. But what is MIDGA? MIDGA? You guys, they're showing their like level of comprehension about why things are and like where they are orienting themselves in the world. Let's just put Disney instead of America. That'll be great. And then they don't step back and they don't look at what they've just done. And they realize, wait, that doesn't actually make anything. You could have said Anaheim. That would have been better.
There you go.
But you did Disney. Whatever. Wear a Patriots in the Park t-shirt and a red MAGA hat. The post instructs its followers. Ordering a shirt is an RSVP that y'all bought tickets to Disney. First of all, again, Disney is a company. Disneyland is a park. You didn't buy tickets to the company, did you? No. The group is discouraging participants from bringing flags. The park officially... Can you... whatever. I'm not even going to comment on that. On Thursday, November 20th, Disneyland announced the return of their After Dark series. These are separate ticketed. I don't know why that's in here or whatever.
Because they have Pride Night this year again. That's why they're doing the official Pride Night, which I think they started 2 years ago.
When I first heard this, okay, I was upset for some reason. Even though I'm not going, I don't really care. But like it seems like Disneyland, and I know there's a lot of like MAGA Disney fans, which is always a hilarious, dichotomy, I guess. Sure. It's like that Chappelle Show skit where he's a black KKK member. It's like that, and it makes no sense, but whatever. And and then the more I think about it, it's like, well, okay, then I go, okay, well, look, it is fair. There's all sorts of other unofficial days. Yeah. And that's fine, right? These people want to come and
it's the same thing as Goth Days or Dapper Days or Adventureland Day or whatever, right? At the core of like a group showing up, that's what it is.
Yes, and that's what I thought too. I was like, okay, that's fine. But then I thought about it. Then I actually engaged the rest of my brain. And especially with this article, because they specifically say the point is to make people mad. Yeah. And that is just inherently the MAGA movement in general. It's not to make America great again. Yeah, because if you just wanted to make America great, you would just shut up and do it.
Right.
But it's the point that you want to make where you buy the merchandise and you fly the flags off of your lifted truck and you do all that kind of stuff. You're doing it for a reason. It's not to show how dedicated you are to the cause, quote unquote. It's to make other people mad at you for being a question mark. I don't know. So the thing about the gay days or any other day, it's that they're not exclusive of any group.
Right.
It is an inclusive thing because there are people who go, especially specifically now, I'm just talking about the gay days, right? There are people who go to the gay days that are straight, but they go to gay days and they buy the merchandise and they celebrate the gay days to show the gay community that, hey, we love you, we see you, we respect you, we accept you, we're a part of the thing, like you guys are cool, like we're just, we're supportive, right? But this thing, this takeover of the park, quote unquote, it's inherently, just like the movement, the MAGA movement in general, it's inherently exclusive. They exclude people from their movement who don't fit their ideology. They exclude people. They don't want to learn about other people. They don't want to explain themselves. They just want to be violent and they just want to be rude. And they want to, by their own definition, ruin people's vacations by just existing. So they are bringing politics to the park to make people mad.
Right.
Gay people and the LGBTQ, goth people, dapper. They are not going to the park to make people mad.
Right.
And that's what I think is the problem with this whole movement. They're holding up a mirror to themselves.
Right.
And they're looking at it and go, we're going to make that person mad, but they're the person. It's just, it makes no sense. And I think it's wholly gross and disgusting.
If it had been the Orange County Republicans saying, we're going to go to the park together, we're going to wear our red hats, but like, it is what it is, right? Like that's their jersey, right? Or whatever.
Right.
And the point is we're going to go have a good time with our families and, we're going to be around other people who think the same way we do, then cool. I would maybe not want to be around that personally because of my own personal beliefs.
Not. Yeah.
However, I don't knock you for doing it.
It's a free country.
Yeah.
Do whatever you want. Right. I agree. And if you're right, if it was part of a broader thing that it was just about us hanging out as a community, that's one thing. But this is specifically about ruining people's good time. And I think that's gross.
Yeah, it's trolling, right? It's like it's at its core, it is trolling, and it's like you don't I mean, people are paying a lot of money to be there, and
Right.
you are actively going to go like just crap on their parade, and this is going to impact people who are not there for gay days. It's going to impact the family from Iowa, right?
Well, probably part of it.
Sure. But you know that it's going to impact that once in a lifetime trip, and that's the part that like sucks so bad.
Right. It's gonna impact apolitical people. It's gonna impact other Republicans, perhaps, who aren't either a part of the movement or think whatever they're doing is wholly ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like you could be the most MAGA person in the world, but like you don't want to have that in Disneyland, and you understand that this should be a way for people just to have fun without trying to get mad, and you know it. Whatever. God, I had a thing, and I was going to say it. I forgot what it was, but I agree with your point. If it was part of a broader thing, that's totally fine. But to me, it's the point. Mm-hmm. And here's the MAGA fantasy: is you wear your MAGA hat in public, right? And you get someone, you know, with like multicolored hair and, you know, Birkenstocks with socks, and go, "Do you know that is a hate symbol?" And blah blah blah. And then they go, "Oh, lib, eat it." That never happened. Right. So and again, this is going to be in 2026, but today, currently, the year is 2025. They think that just by wearing hats, they're going to ruin liberals' days. They are so obsessed with themselves and how much of an impact that they have on other people's lives. They want that impact to be negative.
Yeah.
Even though, you know, most people are like, dude, that's weird. You guys are being weird. And then they're not going to say it, and they're just going to move on with their days. And people are like, oh, did you get any liberals talking to you? No, well, me either, man. But I bet I saw someone looking at me. Yeah, I bet you did.
You were being really
man.
loud, and you were wearing an American flag as a cape. So, you know, yeah, people looked at you.
So if you're planning on going on the 28th, don't. Please don't. Just don't. Just don't go. It's not worth it. It's not, you know, whatever, unless you're into that.
I am curious with the explicit comment of it being about trolling, if the company does get involved at all. And it'd be a minefield for them to get involved, and I don't know how they would.
Yeah.
Because they can't. God, could you imagine if they were like having people take off the hats at the turnstiles or something? Like,
that is a good point. Yeah, you know what? And I bet Disney would have to work with the organizers of the group to like specifically tell them not to, because you're right. At that point, I wonder if it becomes a legal issue. We're like, we're going there specifically to make people feel bad about whatever we think is wrong with the world. That is a you have an agenda at that point, and that shouldn't be. Yeah. But I don't know. We'll see. I'm staying far away from that. I'm not. Sure. I'm not touching that, man. All right, let's a little bit of lighter news. Disney bosses tried to put a pun limit on Zootropolis. Now, you know how much I love a pun. I'm a pun. I love a pun. I love a pun. But oh man, this is a video. Oh yeah, so Zootropolis, which I believe is the
that's
sequel.
Well, that's the city that Zootopia's in.
Yeah. But apparently the writer for that, Jared Bush, has revealed that he was given a note that attempted to limit puns in the film.
Okay.
And he said, no, I'm not going to do that. That's basically it. Can you imagine? Just like, look, we gotta, you know, put a stop on the puns. And then, you know, he's like, yeah, that's not going to happen, dude. Sorry, pal.
I mean, that's what people like loved in the first movie, was like getting all the background puns, all the movie posters that were like plays off of something else. So yeah,
it's true.
Kick rocks.
That's right. All right, Ryan, here's something I'm super proud of for finding. And let me adjust my cameras here real fast. I think I showed this to the Discord, so you're probably already familiar with the word, but have you heard of something called a witch post?
I don't think so. Doesn't ring a bell.
So it means you didn't watch my video that I sent over, and I'm really pissed off at you about that.
I'm sorry, Jason.
I'm just kidding. That's all right. Here, I'm going to bring it up on the camera. This is a witch post.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so that's what it looks like, and I'm going to read you a little bit about it. Of course it. Whatever. The video's going to suck. Who cares? The old Yorkshire witch posts of Rydale Folk Museum. Rydale Folk Museum has been awarded a bursar, whatever. The project has been inspired by 3 rare witch posts, as they're called, WITCH, within the museum's collection. There are fewer than 20 posts known to exist, almost unique to Northeast Yorkshire, with just one from neighboring Lancashire. The accepted interpretation is that they were thought to protect the house or hearth from the influence of witches. Positioned near a fireplace, traditionally, the carved posts were most likely believed to prevent evil from entering, specifically in this case, through the chimney.
Okay.
The King James Treatise on Necromancy, Magic, and the Occult, written in 1597, identified the importance of protecting the hearth from witches' familiars, claiming, quote, they will come and pierce through whatever house or church, through all ordinary passages be closed, specifically gaining access through any opening the air may enter at. So it's basically like a take on the, when you sneeze and someone says bless you, that's why.
Right.
They don't want evil spirits coming in. And this is basically that. So yeah, that's the superstitious, whatever of the thing of the thing, right? So I want you to take a close look. Does this remind you of anything? This shape. So for those of you at home who haven't seen, it's a just a beam, right? An upright beam, and there's some carvings in it. And at the top, it's like just a rectangle, and then down below there's an X, and then down below there's like another rectangle, and then below that there's like 2 little short rectangles, if that makes any sense. Look it up. Yeah. There's a few different interpretations. They say it's the St. James cross, I believe, is what it is.
Okay.
Does it look familiar? Does it remind you of anything?
I think I know where you're going with this, because I do remember this post now, so I'll let you get there.
How about now?
But yeah, a little bit.
How about now?
Yeah.
So right now, I'm showing Ryan a picture of the haunted mansion, the foyer specifically, I believe is what it is. No, it's not the foyer. It's the hallway, the stretch coming out of the stretching portrait elevator. And if you guys recall that, there's the wood paneling, right? The wainscoting, I believe it is. Mm-hmm. And then on the top of that, there's skulls that are carved into the thing, right? Into the wood. And it looks really cool, and they're very clearly skulls. But I saw this thing about the witch post. Let me go back to it. And I noticed immediately, I was like, that looks exactly like the carving on the Haunted Mansion. It looks, I mean, not exactly, of course.
But one's a skull, one's a cross, whatever,
It's reminiscent. Yeah. And even to the point of like, if you look at the skulls and the way that they're formed, they're almost like 3D, right? They have a projection. So like the nose is projected, but the way... and the eyes are inset, right? But there's a distinct cross pattern making like the bridge of the nose, right? So the eyes are kind of offset and pulled back, almost like you can call it like a pyramid pointing out.
Sure.
Right? And then you go back to the witch post and there's a cross there. It's two-dimensional. But if you here on one side, if you put an eye, and here on the other side you put an eye,
I can see it.
It could be a skull, right? Then you go back to the Haunted Mansion one, and at the top, the forehead, for lack of a better term, is sort of triangular, but it's also kind of rectangular in the shape. And this up here could probably be that. If you take the Haunted Mansion one and you flatten it, and you don't extrude it, if you just flatten it outright, it kind of looks more like this. And then underneath, these things here, the smaller rectangles, could be the teeth.
Yeah.
Right? So this is, look, there's a long so the teeth in the Haunted Mansion one, it's just a longer rectangle broken up into squares.
Right.
Where below here, there's a long rectangle. And then there's 2 smaller rectangles underneath the witch post. And then right here, on the Haunted Mansion, there's 1, 2
on the other side of the tongue, if you will. Yeah.
I don't know, man. I think
it's certainly inspired, right? Like
I think it is.
Yeah. There's almost no doubt that some Imagineer saw like a witch post at some point and was like, oh, maybe there's some deep lore that this is like it got twisted, right, and it turned into a skull, and that's why the spirits are getting through now. right? And
right? Who knows?
Yeah.
I don't know. Also, maybe it wasn't put in the right place because if it's supposed to be over the hearth,
but it's
and
against
I
the
don't know
wall,
what the you know what? I should look at what the fireplace looks like because there's a fireplace in the dining hall, right?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. There's a fireplace in the where they're doing the birthday thing.
Let me look. Let me just do a quick, thing. I don't really see it. But also in the post that I was looking at, it's a picture of one of the 20 witch posts. It is not above a fireplace. It's literally just next to a fireplace. So they could literally be anywhere, right? It doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's my big find. That's my big call it a conspiracy theory, call it sort of an inspired by thing, or is this a real thing or whatever. That's the thing that I've discovered. And I want to know if it's real or not. So if anybody, knows or is working there who can find out, or I might write to Jason Sorrell, the guy who did the Haunted Mansion book that I got somewhere in here. This one right here.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Which I call the Haunted Mansion Bible. It's not in here. It's nowhere online. I might reach out to this guy and get him on, first of all, just to chat, but see if I'm right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wouldn't that be cool,
That'd
dude?
be super cool. Find another Easter egg, and after what? All these years?
60 years.
60 years, yeah. It's still giving more. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Okay, and then last but not least, okay, this is possibly my favorite story because I love this person. Sabrina Carpenter is going to lead a musical Alice in Wonderland film.
I wondered if you'd seen this, yeah.
Come on, are you kidding me? I don't know if it's Disney related at all, but it should be, right?
Yeah.
So there you go.
Because she's doing the Muppet Show too. She's doing that at least one episode revival of the actual Muppet Show, right?
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
The U.S. pop star is going back to her acting roots with plans to star in and produce a musical movie inspired by Alice in Wonderland. The unnamed project is being made for Universal Pictures and will be written and directed by U.S. filmmaker Loren Scafaria. It's not here. This article says it's not clear who Carpenter will play in the adaptation. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, she would actually be a really fantastic. I mean, the assumption is Alice.
Right.
But I think she would make a really fabulous Red Queen.
Red Queen, or also the White Rabbit would be kind of fun. Like a gender swap White Rabbit.
Yeah, probably. Maybe Mad Hatter, maybe a gender bent Mad Hatter. But I think as the evil queen, or evil, is that the Red Queen? I think she would absolutely friggin' kill it.
Oh, yeah.
Because she does, watching some of her skits that she does, just on SNL or whatever she's been doing. She's got some chops, dude. That girl is an actor. She's really good. And I think, I don't know, I think she'd kill it. So that's really it. Apparently, she approached Universal last year with ideas for it, and then the director reportedly decided to join in. Writer and director Scafaria is best known for her work on Hustlers, a 2019 film with Jennifer Lopez and a crew of strippers in New York City. I don't know, whatever. So there you go, man. And yes, you're right. More recently, she's been announced as a guest star in a one-off Muppet Show special for Disney Plus, premiering in 2026.
Nice.
Oh, she's been in stuff since she was in Girl Meets World. She's been in Netflix films Work It and Tall Girl, as well as 20th Century Fox's The Hate You Give. I've never seen her in anything but clips online. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I know Girl Meets World was her big break, mostly because my wife watches that show or watches.
She's great, man. I like her music.
Yeah.
Watching her music videos. She's great. And I love watching music videos because I always want to see how good an actor the musician is or are, right? And, some of these music videos are these people clearly don't want to be here. They're just musicians, right? But there are some people who actually genuinely know what they're doing and they can hold a camera and they can really do the thing. And of course, that's where she comes from. But so it's no wonder why she can act the way she can. But it's just always really cool to see multi-talented people succeeding. And then I turn it off and I cry and I go, let's go to the job boards again. Can I get paid $15 an hour to be berated by people because their internet can't? I don't know. Whatever. I don't know, man. That's it. I think.
Yeah.
Brian, I think that's it.
Do you want
my voice is shot.
Do you want to check in on the other shows on the network?
Yes, tell me. What's going on?
So Supreme Resort should be coming back soon. I was talking to Eric about it when we were recording.
All right.
They're working on another episode very soon.
Love it.
The Bantha Boys are doing their thing. They just did an episode all about Thrawn, and then they did their most recent release was about Visions. Actually, we talked about it on this show, Visions. So
there you go.
They reviewed Visions and discussed it there. So those are really Scraping the Vault. I think maybe is gonna come back at some point, according to Eric. But yeah, cool. Everybody else is doing little
great.
things here and there.
Speaking of Bantha Milk, they have their own YouTube channel, so you can follow them, or you can get in our Discord channel and go to the upcoming shows, I believe is the page. And Rob goes live. They do their show live as well, so you can check that out too and hang out in the chat room and ask them questions and stuff like that. I tried to check it here. Let me turn this off. I jumped into the live the other day when they were doing it, and they must have just been on a little late start because it was like 6:01. I was like, I gotta go eat, dude. I can't. I was gonna pop in and say hi real fast, but so check that out. I've been trying to check it out. Also, the Buena Vista Boys. I just posted our 9th episode. So in case you guys don't know, for Buena Vista Boys, we go through, as my friend Matt and I, we go through all of the live action Disney classics that were distributed by Buena Vista Distribution. Not all of them, right? But, we pick and choose. So we have seasons. We actually do seasons. So we have 10 episodes a season. We're on season 2. Episode 9, which was the Shaggy DA. A little Dean Jones banger. Tim Conway's in it. Like, it's a whole thing, man.
Nice.
And it was a movie. I'll tell you that. It was a movie. But that just hit today, so you can go check that out. And then our 10th episode for the finale of season 2 will be the 1990s classic, The Santa Claus.
Oh, timely. Perfect time.
I hate that movie so much. I really do. I can't. Tim Allen is kind of annoying, but that's his shtick, right? So the 90s Tim Allen, whatever. But the kid who plays Barnabas or whatever, I just can't. Oh. But here's the thing. Also, Rufio in Hook can't do it.
Huh.
I don't know what it is about those, like, ascetic.
Oh, okay, yeah. I was
little, like, male teenage witticism, forceful. I don't know. I don't like it. It bothers me greatly. But anyway, that just hit the airwaves, so you can check that out if you're into Disney movies and stuff like that. We do a lot of facts and everything. It's a wonderful time.
Oh, man. David Crumple's catching strays here, man.
Yeah, well, you know what? Whatever. You know what else I learned? In the movie Pulp Fiction, the entrance to Jackrabbit Slim's, I believe, was a bowling alley in Glendale. It's now part of the Walt Disney Imagineering campus.
Huh.
What do you think of that?
Interesting.
Yeah. All right, everybody. Thank you very much for sitting through the I would say the year in review roundup, but that's not really it. It's just the latest Disney news roundup. We're going to try to get a show out before Thanksgiving. I don't know if it'll happen. It depends on how many of us recover from whatever's going on. But we are going to be going through, entering our December month, and traditionally we do like our letters to Santa Iger, and we do a bunch of stuff. But what Taren is trying to wrangle is some special guests.
Ooh.
So we're gonna hear some old voices again, folks. This will be a good time. Okay, it's Terrence and Beth, but maybe even Jeremy. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I want to check in with these people, see what they're doing with Disney stuff and how they're enjoying the parks, and catch up a little bit. Have a good time. All right, Ryan, thanks for sitting in, man. I appreciate you.
For sure. Glad to be here. Thanks for having me.
Hell yeah. All right, everybody. Thanks a lot for tuning in. And until next time, you can go to patreon.com/EarzUp and support the network for only $5 a month. You get access to a bunch of other shows like The Secret Show. Puny Pod has a extra content they put up there. A whole bunch of stuff. You can go check that out. It's a good time. Mainly just supports the show, and then it gives you, other stuff, other ways to hear us. So anyway, thank you very much again. And until next time, we'll see you in the parks.